de namal henge so gyablo la thanda ge me digas mambo shang shu sha tuji si ma shuro na rimbuche phe yong do gyablo la shange thanglang ba yimba na thanglang ba zu pa sur la phero na tuji si de kimal shang ma shuro na thanglang ba namal henge changma di pheblam di chama jangya su na ro na namu zu changma de ruru chine ma shuro na thanglang ba so pa thamne shuro na. Volunteers, please don't stand in the group. Just spread about and don't block the passage. No one is supposed to be standing there at the back of the hall. People who are sitting at the backstage, the parents are requested to please remove your baby strollers from the front. His Holiness will be soon coming at the backstage. As soon as His Holiness passes through the main hall, His Holiness will be coming to the backstage. Please remove all your strollers from the front. Put it on the side where it does not block the passage. Please remove all your strollers. Please, parents, note at the backstage, remove all your strollers from the front.
Dunzi Ningdu Dowa Kyongbegun, Kangjin Chunde Shingdu Chungde Zesan Sajin Yonla Kyab, Gendin Pulop Satar Ne Nam, Tukze Kyongchir Nedir Pep, Kangi Sansum Tile Lagu, Tedin Yongne Guja Se, Shebe Sholoka Ngun Sunde, Dubgu Tembe Zugin, Be Gyawa Kamapa, Kudin Chudunba, Ogen Dudu Tile Dojicho, Canada, Chude Chipur Kadin Kyangbar, Ontario Puri Chidun Sokwata, Kanju Chundelingi Tsokzo Yu, Gunle Tang, Leje Namba, Teshin, Chushuwa Yongi Tsap Shude, Gade Trusumgi, Tsamdi Dashtele Shuguyin. On behalf of the President, board members of the Canadian Tibetan Association of Ontario and Tibetan Canadian Cultural Centre, and all the devotees gathered here today on this precious occasion, I extend my heartiest welcome to His Holiness the 17th Karmapa Rinpoche on his premier visit to Canada and his first time to Kangjon Chöndeling. Shamla Tongmade Nganzo Ontario Purijindun Sokwada Kangjo Chöndelingi Tsokzo Kushab Sonam Langalane Pepsu Sungshen Nangyu. I now request Mr. Sonam Lankar, President of the Canadian Tibetan Association and Tibetan Canadian Culture Centre, to please come here and deliver your welcome speech. Sonam Langala.
Sarva Mangalam She Tamje Tashibasho Shiju Mundu Suwatang Je Taja Piminamgi Se Dijinigi Gyamne Gumbun Tamba Zamling Shide Debun Chemo Cho Junor Khonsa Gyamgu Gyawe Wangbo Tamje Kenjing Sigwa Chembo Chola Kujashu He Gyalo Nidon Gyada Shibju Shepshi Penda Shibe Tse Chu Tang Jilo Nidon Jubdun Penda Trukbe Tse Shi Resa Nima Peluk Saga Dawe Tujin Gewe Nin Taja Canada Nedu Kagyu Tunzo Tang Puri Judun Tsokba Kagyu Chozo Kaki Dedun Yongi Chidar Suwa Teba Shin Trubgyu Tembe Tsugin Pe Gyawa Kamapa Kundrin Jubdunba Uyen Tile Doji Trube Wonju Doji Chan Chembo Chok Ki Togon Tsewa Cheshi Ki Diga Sane Su Shabsor Kadin Kyang Batang Lakdun Puri Jidun Tsokbe Tsogan Tu Kungu Chipkyur Kadin Kyang De Taja Kewa Chenam La Chöde Tang Kawan Teshin Mima La Sediji Langdor Kalop Samo Sungi Duzetar Pebgyu Kesan Taja Namla Lalopki Sunam Sokle Tenshu Degbu Shugu Sheshe Samu Tobar Da Puri Jidun Tsokbe Tsokzu Yule Tsokmi Tang Deden Choshuwa Namki Tsab Shu De Kosum Kubachimbu Haja Je Tsamdi Trashi Dele Tang Kadin Lamedu Che Shugyu Peshin Surbu Latang Ki Kukor Nam Tang Kyamne Chozo Kagi Kembo Tang Unzin Ladu Gendu Zuma Nam Tang Chang Ari Kuzab Tunju Tang Jidu Namba Ni Temin Pumi Drikzuki Kasur Jisur Tang Shungshab Surba Teshin Saneki Tsoba Kidu Kaki Genzin Tang Yunle Kuzab Nam Tang Teden Chushuwa Mirik Damin Namba Henge Lahang Tusang Di Gu Samdi Tashi Dele Shuyuins. Good morning. My name is Sonam Lankar. I'm the president of Canadian Tibetan Association of Ontario. I would like to take this opportunity to greet everyone to the Tibetan Canadian Culture Center today. A special warm welcome to the honorable members of the Sangha, and a special note of thanks to His Holiness Representative to North America, Mr. Pema Siringla, who traveled from Washington, D.C., and to our North America Chidus, Mrs. Pema Chandu Sanla, who has come from Salt Lake City, and Mr. Thawarinzila, who has joined us from Minnesota. Today, we have convened as a community of Dharma brothers and sisters. Over 3,500 people have come together at Tibetan Canadian Culture Center to pay respect to our honorable guest, His Holiness the 17th Karmapa Oyen Tile Dorje. As the head of the Karmapa Kagyu School of Tibetan Buddhism, His Holiness has been described as a world spiritual leader for the 21st century. Your Holiness, we are deeply grateful for providing us the opportunity to receive the 8 verses for training the mind and the White Tara empowerment, and as a community to have this opportunity to offer you the long life ceremony. We hope this marks the first of many more visits to Tibetan Canadian Culture Center. It is our hope and prayers that you will return to Tibetan Canadian Culture Center and bless us with your teachings once we have completed our temple renovation project. We dedicate our prayers for your long life and continued Dharma activities across the world. Thank you.
Tochena Sonam Langarla. Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Sonam Langar. Disham Lan Ganzute Lojon Sege Magi Sunjoti Ya Unzu Shuei. Now we'll begin the teaching of the 8 verses of training the mind. Thank you.
강원대로 저거 뭐 개면 봐 처음에 만나면 봐 오면 봐 다들 좀 주변이 시대 봐 저보다 요만한 게 더버들 차서 그래서 방글라이 주로 좀 사고 예배를 전주 좀 시도를 해 마음에 잡으셔서 차서 시제가라 협력을 이제 저번에 주제는 뭐 예배도 먹으면서 뭐 그저를 무슨 자자로 원래도 지상화를 그거 남아가 뭐 이거를 그좀 쓰시면 되잖아요. 실내군이 저번에 주제를 인정을 나는 주제 그건 좀 다음에 도저히 경화란 번에서 넘어를 뭐지 나 저를 매매해줘라 그런 신배 관에 제송 구성도 영어로 자도 다 good morning and ngadu daily that someone or those oh yeah 아니 다들인데 아주 가족 전대링 있습니다. 집회에 가르쳐 센터 리토리아 리나로리아 통마 영화기 고급 상부 정부대 알아야 가보시라 중 안데다 렌지도 알아서 뷰리 다 빈다 망부치 저 초간 디나르에 아 초간 신다나래 여체 다 간조 자기 고급 정부대랴 아니 다리 캐나다리아 영화기다지 그든 소르지디 아주지 뷰리 윤데서 토제 알아보지 근데지 미유로도 상bre 드린주산에 안드레 지 토제 좋아 고급 상부 정부대랴 안 가보시라 좀 나는 신기 야 미리 신다 망고지도 아 그냥 상물로네 대대신 안드린데 지 도저히 정부들에 가보시라 좀 수야인 No, not yet. Maybe you need to switch on.
Testing 1 2.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. It is my great delight to be here with you at the Tibetan Canadian Cultural Center. It's wonderful to have this chance to have my first visit here in the context of my first visit to Canada, and to be together with the members and leaders of the center, as well as the members of the Tibetan community. Actually, meeting together with Tibetan people who are living in Canada was one of my main goals of visiting Canada, and therefore I'm very happy that this opportunity has come to pass and that we can all be together in this way, in person. And furthermore, there are many other peoples who are represented here today and gathered here today. And equally, I would like to express my delight at the opportunity to be together with everyone who is gathered here. Welcome to all.
It's not working, that one, another one? No? Somebody can help. Okay. Okay. 다들인데 쇼베 나르 차려야 안 로종 쓰기에마 드시아오라 송도 다 로종 쓰기에마데 안 가장 예자 런던리아 이지게서 런던리아 저 급리아 안디 두산 사시에브레 드링 주스 드링 양가 안 로종 쓰기에마데 시에과 셔두산다 가장 음악의 내주디 마지 리콜링도 그렇지 시den도 치 용구도 근데 예 가상랑 나 베게 데베 갑리아 만체스터리아 더지 맘으로 개도로 총지들이 미 이슈전이서 정부래 오늘 제비는 나 런던이야 영화 팅당부 인사 지 가져다지 파츠 트랜스점으로 조치 참점으로 줘 삼스 따이는 밤디 토르사 제라 숨규 미네디스 따나 따로치 캄베나라 주지 데데래 마자갈디디 캄베나 주지데 인지롱발레 주사나양 캄베나라 주지데 그래도 알아인 기부시라 뭐죠 안 나도 다가스다 이네 미망부치리아 뇌제 뒷강에 semke 동에 루이기 동에다 망부충 알아 다 가장 원다임이냐 가상랑 엔더디니야 지 모드든데 지 가르다 지 뉴스로든데 총샤 드링주산 되게 들리야미냐 지 가르다 지 면람 세네다도 아니지 동심냠게 세네다도 다들 상마쇼유
The topic for this morning's talk will be the text called The 8 Verses of Mind Training. And actually, I had the opportunity to share some teachings about this text in London, the capital of the United Kingdom, when I recently visited there, not too long ago, just in the recent passing weeks. And therefore, since I'm teaching this morning on the same text that I taught in London, it naturally makes me remember London and remember what it was like to be there. While I was visiting London, as we all know, there was a terrible tragedy in Manchester, England, in which 22 people lost their lives and many more were injured. So of course, when I was initially making plans to visit the United Kingdom, I thought that some of this would entail some leisure time and some nice, pleasant sightseeing outings and so forth. But after the tragedy happened in Manchester, my security team wouldn't let me go out very much, so I ended up staying inside a lot. So it happened to be the case that in India, I spend a lot of time staying inside, and then during my visit to the UK, I spent a lot of time staying inside. So even though there was that difficulty, my heart still went out to the people who were affected by the Manchester tragedy. And I was thinking continuously of the suffering they experienced in body and mind. And now, as we have heard in the news this morning, tragedy has once again struck the United Kingdom with the incident in London that has taken lives and caused injury. And so I just wanted to note that my thoughts and my heart is with the people of the United Kingdom and everyone affected by this tragedy, and that I am keeping them in my prayers.
lungo di dangi gosa marle anche gosar da jisena 룽고지 주야 요송도 계실라 룽고 느껴주 나로나 다 로종 쓰기에 말이야 계획신이 뭐 러를 담배제베 로종 쓰기에 말이야 슈어 제발이야 다지 로종 쓰기에 말 제 다지 티 숄로가 게여베미래 숄로가 게보디 에 숄로가 리디 다지 로종이 냠레리 덩여베미래
The text that we will explore is called the 8 Verses of Mind Training, and as the title indicates, the text possesses 8 verses. Each of these verses points out a specific practice for training our minds.
딱 이세 랑르 당바디 고 로규 다지 제바보 로종디 제바보 기실랑르 당베 로규르지 다보 슈고아르 도데 다이네야 미세 다드리디 투즈스케 매비인자 망보 슈모고체 딱 공기지 기실랑르 당베 고셰 인주산에 다지 공기듯이 가져다지요. 꼴이야지. 지 미세 미라라도 가르쳤나? 아니지 공기 시래에 나고 싶죠. 해서 나고 싶어서 카톡 나보기지 말해. 자지 랑당 원나 봤을 때는 시래에 아니 그 뒤에지 나보르지 쉬고 알았어. 데 인지게리아 시리즈 somewhere 드리지 쉬고 알았어. 제가 디규젠데네 아니 랑당 원나 봤지. 안다 지 가져에 쉬하러 듣는지 중요해.
The author of the text was the great Kadampa master Geshe Langri Tangpa. And so it would be suitable at the beginning of our discussion to say a few words about the background of the author of the text, but due to our limitations in time this morning, we won't have time to go into detail regarding his life story. But to say a few words in brief, Geshe Langri Tangpa was a master from the Kadampa tradition, and one of his most well-renowned traits is that he was said to have a very serious and somber demeanor, and a very serious, he was said to wear a very serious and somber expression on his face all the time. And so he came to sometimes be called by the nickname Serious Lang Tangpa or Somber Lang Tangpa.
제자 디사 베벤 나로래야 쉰게 섬으로다 베벤 쉰게 좀 왔다 가나 베벤 나로래야지 미카시에기 아니지 다 수균게 남배게 뜻룹 섬으로 텔레야 가바게 된 가바게 두산에 오란주지 배 가수에지 배순샤로 지기 랑탕 기실러를 당바 배순샤 사뜨듯 기실러를 당바티 그 뒤에 배 동반 나고 지기 하자 대대요스 선배기 부자네요 그랬다 왜 최냐면 전에 나는 메다바도 동해다 되게 상당하지 니마 따와르시 왜 두둥에 그냥 상당하지 근데 기부자네요 말았어 기실러를 당바디 아니 그 배전을 지레스 디디신이 이제 영원히 유스라
These days there are some Tibetans who are trying to refute some of the practices of traditional Buddhism, some of the traditionally held views of Buddhism, and in their endeavor to refute the validity of traditional Buddhism, they invoke the example of Geshe Langri Tangpa and his somber expression that he is famous for wearing. And they say, this Geshe Langri Tangpa always had such a serious, sad-looking, somber face all the time. And this shows that he wasn't happy at all in his mind. And they say that this itself shows that the Dharma just makes people miserable. They say that Dharma teachings are all about emphasizing impermanence, emphasizing suffering, and just thinking about bad things every single day. And so they emphasize the example of Geshe Langri Tangpa to try to prove this point.
다이네 고라 게실러를 담바 생고 나버지 쇼야디 코란 지semba 기부 메버지제 지거봐 다 코란 베 뭐기부 시부시여버지 대기 아니 시 나버지 쇼데버지 말해서 다 주딩 안주 지베 남규네 래가든데 제베 거리야 수수베 지고딤 and jigbe lots of dim chair du sana ko jinggi ane taji kharwa dongbode ji dongbe gi ji masal samarwa ta ji dongbe gi shat shidim de zo ma ji ko be kharwa ta ji dimi yongwa 담보를 차요 봐. 디 소리 지제 기실는 담배 니마 딱봐 엔지 심진기 현준차 라베 공부自己도写写 공부 낸된 체제 수요비 인상 디균선 되네 아는 거라 지写的 디지 serious 세나다도 디지 감보르지 예데입니다. 드린주스다는 거라 선범무기의 차베 겁기 동보 나오 대다 양지 오늘 전에 내가 수수기 지 레드엔 텔레야 리버自己도 dimiko 양지 디스 동바 지 감보를 수에 되버티 파타도 지보이나 전다가 배낭 아주 셈거두 미주쇼도 셈바교버쳐도 미주쇼래 다 미주 코란에 디 코란 경우에는 셴나 다디 셈거두 담베 미주레스 디셈 교회 걸 담베 미주레스 제지 야와차 깔라가보러 와 다이는 코란기 지 미주 요아기 금전세나라도 야나지 코란기 푸기 삼베 난기 코란 가르쳐다 지 촌나름디 가가차다 제가 디 금전되네 랑당 원나바 슬라고야 금전디 공지 심진 현준차 전주그 셈다 잠인지라 소비에 냠낸 디텔레 앞에 낸데 오늘 로즈 딤지 그 뒤에 냠내 지 쇼예 빈자 디규센데네 아니 원나바레스 다 미지 치료가 넘겨도마도 나한테 통고 말아 다리자 그 뒤에 동반 나버지 쇼에서 딱 원나바스지 디즈 민돈르지 닉네임도 다시자
However, I think that the somber expression that Geshe Langri Tangpa wore on his face was not an expression of misery in his heart, but rather it was an expression of his one-pointed focus on the welfare of other sentient beings. So whenever we have to concentrate, I think it's common for all of us that our facial expression changes. When we have to concentrate really one-pointedly on whatever activity it might be, it's natural for the muscles in our face to tighten and for our face to look very serious. So, in the same way, Geshe Langri Tangpa focused very intently, very one-pointedly on the welfare of other sentient beings every single day, and was continuously extending his best effort to help other sentient beings out of heartfelt concern for them. That is why his outer expression appeared to be so serious. So, on the surface of things, it looks like a stern expression, but in terms of what's really behind that, it's not really stern or somber or anything dark. It's like the example of crying. When our hearts and minds feel sad, sometimes we cry and we shed tears. Yet on other occasions, when we're overcome with joy, sometimes we also cry and shed tears. And if we look at these two instances of crying, we can see that sometimes it's difficult to differentiate them just by the way a person's face looks. The tears don't look different, and sometimes the facial expressions also look very similar. So if you just see someone's face who is crying, if you don't know what has happened, maybe it would be difficult to tell immediately whether they're crying out of sadness or crying out of joy. In Geshe Langri Tangpa's case, his heart was filled with bodhicitta, the wish for awakening, and with loving kindness and compassion for all sentient beings. And out of this great love and compassion for sentient beings, he was continually focused, one-pointedly, on accomplishing the benefit of other sentient beings. And that one-pointed focus is what led to the expression on his face that appeared to others to be somber. And so, because of this facial expression, he was given the nickname Somber Lang Tangpa, but the real reason behind the expression was not a somber attitude.
라고도 치게들 라고 치게들 좀 알아야 가두이네 기지쳐도 교랑 가두이네 동번 나버리시게도 돼 가라했어 아니야 배바트제 서도사 땅 앞에 동번 나와 와랬어 남균에 동번 나오시대랬어 아직 개무개는 별안 와도 그랬어도사 nga tongpa nawa chada ya gishi lari tangpa xiangu nawa chada de nizu kare ta nga chungdu dene kiranzu nga chungdu gabga barda dana zingi da video de samarwe nyembarn rabu tinte sivi imina tidu za nga be gemu geya shiwara ta dene lo cher chindu zane ngen dizu cher chi nizu de dur chi 용도 사르사르치 디데 제 뉴스안에 아니 개모데 클리 뇨르치 안 뇨르치 안 동보고 나르치 안 제자 가르레 중두 미세당 겐스게요 말에 드리 뉴스안에 안더지 sambakuya umurche bejeru ta lobjon chebe kal diskale ore shemando ta namjunji kuya umurche ta locher chin dusane an gengurki gengurya de manu marchi anji nyo nizude nyungzin cha cher dusane and ze kuranji gemo Gyade 지라시라 개야 맹게를 참
A lot of people have made remarks to me about my facial expressions. Especially foreigners have often said to me, "You always look so serious." And even many Tibetans have observed this as well. They have told me, or I've heard it said, "Oh, Karmapa is always so serious and somber all the time. I think the next time he smiles will be when Tibet gains independence." But in any case, Geshe Langri Tangpa's serious facial expression and my serious facial expressions are completely different. When I look at pictures of me or videos of myself when I was younger, when I was a child, I see that I smiled quite a lot. But as I grew older, my facial expression became more and more serious all the time. As I grew older and my difficulties increased and the problems that I had to face increased and increased, then the frequency of my smiles seemed to decrease and decrease. So previously, when I was younger, things were more spacious. I maybe had a hard time with my studies, but apart from that, there weren't too many great difficulties. But later on in my life, the difficulties and problems and so forth got bigger and bigger, and my smile faded away more and more, and then I ended up as someone who doesn't smile very much.
다 당무디 로종 쓰기에만 쇼로가 당무디 된다디 질 선제 탐제라 다 이신기 노부를 묻혀다라 라바스 이신기 노부를 묻히는 신기 배 초든 제별 진배 진바 텔레야베 로장아이 디임바레
The first verse of the 8 verses of mind training is a verse that teaches us the practice of training our minds in cherishing all sentient beings in general. It teaches us to deeply value all sentient beings in the same way that we would value a wish-fulfilling jewel.
第四节的嘛 되면은 나는 심지어 탐지를 이신으로 내라 전쇼 주변 상에 다도 제버지 마셔서
The verse says, "Thinking of all sentient beings as being more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, with the intention of achieving the supreme goal, may I at all times hold them dear to my heart."
다디 가르쳐줬다. 지. 先接不人吧。说现在这先接不人吧。这里呀，先接这里呀，这老张他说的先接不人这边，是张这里就不的。但这样。 pena kasura ta kabdelia yishingi no sumare ta yishingi no sade azumaji garki ta ji tenju ji kasura tizunalo sunde a besun rupse 다 대다 찬저지 삼당비미나 다 딩삼베나 도지 팔람도 시스템 도지 팔람 다이먼드 삼당비미나 다디 자심시다 지금人他是不시다 차대요 다 이내 도지 팔람디 다다 당부지 중공디 제베미나 나고지 그런지 사고랴 베지定日无休息了，约对不起。这样子啥了都这个呗，这要呢约对不起。等于啥呢？但第一的这么这啥的多了说别个，要呢约对不起。俺就当不年了，别说些的菜，在啥个手里啊？俺这这啥就这么说怕塞些，俺大不然这。나노 메버지 드마다 차와 드리지 소셔이나 안고 바람을 난체 모르지 드리지 용디 요아레스
And so this first verse gives us the instruction to train our minds in cherishing others. Train our minds in the attitude, or in adopting the attitude of cherishing other sentient beings. And the example that is used to illustrate this state of mind of cherishing is that of the wish-fulfilling jewel. So I think His Holiness says that the wish-fulfilling jewel is an example that's used as a literary device in the classical treatises of India. This is the origin of this example, is that it comes from the older treatises of India. But if we were to give a more modern example of something that is universally considered to be very valuable, we could look at the example of a diamond. So a diamond is generally something that is considered to be very valuable. But if we look at the process through which diamonds are excavated, we see that they're not pristine, shining diamonds right from the beginning. They have to be searched for through great effort, and one has to dig very deep into the ground to discover the diamond. Once one discovers the diamond, one has to remove all of the earth and other stones that cover the diamond up. Then, having removed the other dirt and stones that cover the diamond up, one engages in further polishing and refining. And then and only then, you have this precious stone that you can present as a very valuable diamond.
diamond condition biya thangbu ne ji pure ro ji zangma ji mebre da go ji gangye mang bu shu ji je gebche and de che wi shu li ya de zangma ro sui ji du xie wa da de da cha chung ba ji sim jian ji tam jian yi ya da ji dang ge gu rang ge ji guan da ji ge zhe lao da 심지에 수수익이 다 디딜이야지 도면 장신 수르지리면에 다 간다지 지 고랑기 정신디 지심제 담제 정신디 상부인바 미정신 상부인바 다 든지 아주 이지 제베네야 고랑 네급 다지 균 망부지捐的忙不起给这里约的为嘛，拉不都是捐一下，3年长度，原来是但没捐不下，忙不起给把这10年约的不行不行，这里边就啥呢？俺可以原点上不住的，俺就南上通途呀，搞了好不嘞？以那样这是不是他们家的呀？把偏大过一米呢？俺做的呀是那个的特度给。펜데 망보지 좀 알았어. 드린 주다데 아주 다이몬드 리아베 지코라 장무 수에지 들이야 수준 배주를 체제 야구 수업의 의미나 안 거라 디기 마술이야다지 딱变忙不싶지 다 그러나 대종 데 제비미나 아니 너무 쉽지 않아요 되지 어디다 자송돼 소리지 네 자리 유스래
So we were instructed by the mind training text to adopt an attitude towards sentient beings that is similar in quality to an attitude of valuing a wish-fulfilling jewel or valuing a precious diamond. So when we excavate diamonds, they're not just a pure shining diamond from the very beginning. We have to put a lot of work into the process, searching for the diamond, cleaning the diamond, and so forth. And in the same way, when we relate to sentient beings have a basic nature that is good. Sentient beings have a basic nature that is positive, but that goodness and positivity of sentient beings does not shine through clearly in the beginning. At the outset, our relationship to sentient beings is one in which we see positive qualities mixed with flaws. And in particular, we often see many flaws in sentient beings. Whatever type of sentient being we are related to, whether we are relating to, whether we regard them as low or high. So even though the nature of sentient beings is positive and one of goodness, sometimes it's difficult in the beginning to have confidence in this because we perceive so many flaws. And because the positive nature of sentient beings is obscured by their flaws in the same way that diamonds in the beginning are obscured or hidden by the earth. Nevertheless, if we can continue to relate with sentient beings and endeavor to benefit them, then those sentient beings can become a source of great benefit and happiness for ourselves. And therefore, sentient beings are very meaningful and highly valuable and should be cherished by us. If we continue relating to sentient beings and developing loving kindness and compassion toward them, we will acquire many benefits. In the same way that if we possess a precious stone or mineral or metal, such as silver, if we sell that, then we will get a lot of profit in return. In the same way, if we benefit sentient beings, if we cherish sentient beings, then that will give rise to much benefit and happiness.
다드네 마무쇼 마오체 세제 니바데레 아루이 세제 니바데 간도 수단 저베세 더니 꾸리메다시 샤나 삼바타와이 초르 제브르 즈마쇼 다디기 조디 네 간도 데비네 안자 초 수단 저베이미네 안자 에네다지 랑리아 초탐제네베 멤버데 에네 샤나 닝 타고네베 제 공도 꾸르 서머베 다든지 그바차 데 로자에 버려.
The second verse of the text says, "Wherever I associate with whomsoever, may I see myself lower than all the others, and from the depths of my heart dearly hold others as superior." This verse is teaching us the practice of humbleness and having respect always toward others. it is teaching us that in whatever place we might find ourselves, and in whatever company or companionship we might find ourselves, then in all directions, 360 degrees around us, we view ourselves as the one who is lower, and we view all others as the ones who are superior or supreme. We extend this attitude of respectfulness in all directions.
단디 조 당기 공도 지리심제 탐제래베 초도 제버지 라야지 다 참참 지용네 삼다 뉴자네 레라버지 나이네 제다라 믹스간네 베 가르쳐다지 라렌타리오 뉴자네 안 갈라카버지 베네 네 제다바지 가사 제다바지다 냠도 로yon 뉴스ane tene ngazolia be 가르다지 종다르지 휴지 태요와 나다 tene 뉴스ane 디규젤네 tene ngazo 믹수간네 지 송이바래 믹수간네 지토지 네 컨디지리비다라 미 컨디지의 냠도 조이비나 지 뉴스ane 이네암 지 가서 소소래야 멤버다 현나 제번지야 진짜 그러셔 차디 소유비입니다 Tene yusan tati pesun ru chewimina bena ngazu di re chenbo ji ki yongche re chenbo ji ki yongche de kamba dina yue de mi samen gol ba gab sha na le labro jirwa le labre ta ine re chenbo di cha ni mi ji gol ya mi le shamo re so wa na kala khaboro che gya ro mi ji ki go chi junda 안다지 sobdada dedi zamro dis midayo jeza anda dilya ko suzu tuzu mangzi tang dilya 가르쳐지 be nenden chegwa chegyor mada dgas kapshan chyo 어때는 시제제 다 미숙간에 냠는 차디 계십니다.
The first verse of the text gives us the instruction to cherish sentient beings in general. But this second verse takes the practice to a deeper level and encourages us to relate with specific situations and specific sentient beings with the same amount of respect. And this makes the practice more challenging because it can be quite easy for us to feel warmth and respectfulness toward all sentient beings in general, but it can be quite challenging for us to apply this same attitude to very specific situations and specific sentient beings. So this verse number 2 encourages us to apply this attitude of humility and respectfulness in very specific, special, individual situations. And when we do this, it deepens our practice of mind training. So an example to illustrate this need for applying the teachings in a very specific way is that we could talk about covering, if we wanted to cover the heads of everyone in this room. It would be one thing to bring in a big piece of cloth and say, okay, we're going to use this big piece of cloth to cover the head of everyone in this room. You could get that job done fairly easily if you had a big enough piece of cloth. It would be a fairly grand process, but one that would be pretty straightforward in how to accomplish that. But if you were to say, we're not going to cover everyone's head with the same piece of cloth, but we actually have to make a hat for every individual person in this room, then that would be a lot more work.